So your new employee just finished their first week and you're already wondering if you've made a mistake in hiring them. They're asking questions that seem kind of dumb, and even when there's no dumb questions, they're just not picking up as quickly and focusing on the things that they need to focus on. So before you blame your new employee, you need to take a look at your onboarding, because most of the time when a new employee is struggling, it's less likely that you hired the wrong person and more likely that you onboarded badly. So let's talk about what onboarding and good onboarding actually looks like. Hi there, I'm Andrea Adams, and this is the HR Hub. This episode is part of a series I'm doing for small and medium business owners. I'm an HR consultant, and these are some of the things that I'm seeing on a regular basis, and I'm just going to try and help you out. So here's what onboarding looks like to me at most small businesses. The new person shows up on day one. You run them through the office, show them where their desk is, give them a login. Maybe you introduce them to the few people. I mean, it's a small office. You shuffle your paperwork and you dig out the papers you think they're supposed to sign. And then everybody goes back to work and the new employee is there left trying to figure things out. And that's kind of the problem. You can't just leave them to figure it out. You hired someone because you need help, but you're not actually setting them up to help you if you don't give them the tools they need to do that. So then maybe 3 weeks later, they're either asking constant questions because they just don't get it, or they're making mistakes because they're guessing at what they have to do. And you're frustrated because you're spending so much time trying to help them than you expected. But it still, again, isn't about the wrong person. It's about your onboarding. Good onboarding is planned, paired, and it isn't just being nice and friendly on day one. It means systematically helping a new employee get up to speed so they can do their job well. So there are some things you need to do before they start. Okay, start by sending them an email before they start, telling them when to arrive, where to park, what to bring, and what the first day is going to look like. Tell them about your dress code. That makes a lot of people quite nervous. So, answer all those questions, give them a chance to ask those kinds of questions if they have them. And it reduces first day anxiety and shows to them that you're really quite organized. Then, while they're getting prepared to come and work for you, you need to be getting their workspace and access ready. You need to be looking at the computer, their phone, their email, any logins they're going to need for the systems they're going to use. Have that all set up by the time they arrive. You're going to have to do it anyway. And even on day one, they could be doing more than sitting around and waiting for access to your IT systems. So on their first day, you should probably cover 3 things: the basics, the business, and their role. Start with the basics. So, it's some of the stuff we've already talked about. Where's the bathroom? Where's the kitchen? Where are they going to sit? Where do they get answers to their questions? Introductions to the other people in the office that they're going to work with, including that individual's roles. Then explain the business. So what's the business all about? You've done some of this in the recruitment process already, but now you can dive in some more. So who are your customers? What problems will the new hire be solving for those customers? You can tell them about what makes your organization different. This is all about the reason you're successful. It's all about the reasons that you are able to hire them. And it gives them the context they need to make good decisions aligned with your business. Then the third part is to get specific about their role. What are they going to be responsible for? What does success look like in that role? You can break it down into success in 30 days looks like X. Success in 60 days looks like Y, 90 days, etc. Walk them through the most important parts of their jobs and how those are going to connect to the bigger picture of your organization. Also tell them how you communicate. Do you prefer email, text messages, Slack? How often are you going to check it? Are they expected to respond immediately? There's so many unwritten rules in organizations, and a new employee isn't going to know what they are in yours. So do the best you can to articulate those out loud. The next part of onboarding is one I can't stress enough, and that's to set up regular check-in meetings for the first month. For the first week, it should be daily. How are they doing? What questions do they have? And then weekly after that, giving them an opportunity to ask questions, but and know in a predictable way, sort of anxiety reducing, that they are going to have an opportunity to get their questions answered and that problems will be addressed quickly. In the first week, teach them how you actually do things. Don't just tell them what to do, show them. If they're responding to customer emails, sit with them and walk through a few examples. Show them how you'd handle them. If you're using a system, don't just send them a login, walk them through it step by step. Then you can have them do it while you watch, and this is where you can clear up any misunderstandings that are developing. Then give them small, manageable tasks at first. Don't overwhelm them so that they've got an opportunity to build confidence and competence gradually. And at the end of each day in week 1, check in with them. How's it going? What clicked? What has been confusing? Answer your questions or set up a time to answer them, because whatever is obvious to you is brand new to them. So we've talked about the first day, the first week. Now I want to talk about the first month. The first month is about building competence. And then by the end of 90 days, you want them to be quite independent. So give feedback a lot, both what they're doing well and what needs to improve. And don't wait until something's going truly wrong. If you see that something that's not quite right, make sure that they know about it in a helpful way. Also, you want to be giving positive feedback whenever you notice them doing something right, because I think it's fairly well researched that positive feedback goes a really long way to reinforcing the behaviors we want to see. In all of this, you're building trust that they can rely on you and that you can rely on them. And by the end of the 90 days, they should be quite functional in their role. They should understand most of their responsibilities, if not all, handling situations independently and understanding when they need to escalate. The key is to be consistent. You can make this quite easy on yourself by creating a checklist. Better yet, get AI to create a checklist for you. If you have key training, you can record it in a video and build an onboarding plan that you can use for the next person, not just that first individual. Good onboarding is just so important. I'm looking at some stats that 20% of employees leave within their first 45 days. About a third leave within the first 90 days and 40% within the first year. And turnover is super expensive, no matter who you talk to, but that will be the subject of a different episode. Just make sure you do onboarding right, so all that time you've invested is an investment and it isn't going to walk out the door. And once again, before we wrap this up, I want to mention that beyond these conversations and these episodes, I work directly with organizations in primarily Alberta and BC, but all across Canada, helping them with their HR challenges. So if you're dealing with something specific, you have a question, I'd be interested in chatting with you about that. Sometimes a fresh perspective is all you're going to need to get the wheels turning again. You can find me on my website, thehrhub.ca, or reach out to me on LinkedIn. And if you know another leader who might be struggling with something related to this video or another HR challenge, send them this conversation or pass on my name. And thanks for spending time with me today. Have a great week, and we'll see you again soon.